You know, it only costs 20 cents to take a product idea you have, or really even a little craft item you have, and get it in the biggest mall in the country to sell. Now just think if you're making doilies or any kind of item, or even my books. I'm going to do this. You try to get in a bookstore, you try to get in a store, some big department store or something to sell it. Man, you're never going to get in there, are you? Because you only have one item. It's customers will never be in a store and see your item because you're not big enough. You don't have the contacts. You don't have nothing, right? All you have is the idea and the dream and the product that you could make yourself. Yeah. Well, there's a way to get into the biggest market. I was the biggest mall in the world to sell your product, and that's on a service called SD. You've probably heard about it. I mean, it's really set up for craft businesses, and now it seems to do everything. I was looking at it recently, God, they do like $2 billion worth of sales every year. $2 billion. Everybody say, oh, it's just little craftsy things or whatever for people. No, $2 billion. You know how much bigger that is? Sports Authority. Okay, that's a big national chain. Sporting goods stores, their sales last year were like $3.5 billion. So they're less than double. So SD is on the heels of Sports Authority in size of sales. So you want to get your product in Sports Authority, or do you want to get in SD? You'll never get it in Sports Authority or another retailer like that. But for 20 cents, anybody could get their product into SD. 20 cents. Isn't that remarkable? And you don't even have to do a web page, because this is all online. See, now another thing between Sports Authority and SD, Sports Authority has like 15,000 employees, 14,000 I think they say in the last data I saw. SD has like 685, 600 employees versus 14,000. Wow. So, and they're, almost right behind Sports Authority in size. So even if SD doubles and then they'll pass Sports Authority, they'll still have like only 1,200 employees or something versus, 14,000 employees in Sports Authority. This is where everything's going. So these new retailers are not creating jobs, but they're creating opportunities. See, now you could be in this market that the retailers are putting on online. You can't get in Sports Authority or any other big store on the mall, right? No, they never let you in. You're not big enough. You're not whatever. You're always something why it's no. It's just no is no. But 20 cents is all that stops you now from taking your idea and making a business out of it there. And you know what is? What's interesting too? There are 1.4 million people already selling. 1.4 million. You know how many buyers they have? Gosh, they have like active buyers, 20 million people. 20 million people. That are actively buying stuff. 20 million, so that's a huge shopping line. 20 million people coming to their place. Wow, they're signed up to buy stuff. So you have traffic, you have customers. That's the key to this thing. And of the 1.4 million, half of those are doing this full time. It's their major occupation. So we have 500,000 people now because of this website. In business. So it's 500,000 people have jobs, creating income. As entrepreneurs, they have control of their life. So for 20 cents, they thought of an idea, anything, and put it on there for 20 cents, and they're now doing this full time. It's their sole business. So that's 500,000 people, 500,000 people, doing it this way. Man, that's what I mean. And they've only been around, I forget, it's less than 10 years. They've been around doing this stuff, that's it. These retail stores have been around 30, 40, 50 years, or whatever, and more. So that's why it's going, it's moving that way. And take advantage of it. I mean, this is how you go to see. These websites create business. They create customers. So if you have an idea, man, don't try to get it into a store in the mall. because it costs too much money and do whatever. You get it in these platforms like Esty, ESTY.com. Well, what the hell is taking you so long, huh? Why does it take us so long to start investigating all the free sources of money and help that's out there for you to do what you really want to do in life? Man, I've been studying this stuff for, 30, 40 years now, and I've helped millionaires, Fortune 500 companies, and people who don't have a nickel to their name find out about this stuff. And sure, you're not going to make a phone call or send an email and get a check for $100,000 in 3 days or something. But man, it's there. The government alone, because I'm trying to educate people about not only government, but web things that are out there now on the internet. But the government alone gives out an average of like $22,000 of free money every year to people. So that's an average per family. That's how much it's given out. And only 20% of that is called grants. So that's why people are looking for the wrong stuff when they're going out and looking for help or whatever. And there's separate money to do anything. Train for a new job, starting a business. Man, see, I've helped Fortune 500 companies all over the globe take advantage of these programs. Downtown Washington, D.C., I live out in the suburbs right now. And down there, it's full of fat cats that are running around Washington getting government money for them to make billions of dollars. And I know that because I spent about 4 or 5 years helping them do that. I had an office downtown, I was helping rich people get all this stuff, and I said, gosh, see, I didn't know about this stuff either. And that's why I know you don't know about these programs. I was the same way. I was an intelligent guy, lived in the middle of America or whatever, and I thought I knew a lot of stuff, but no, I didn't. And I found out, boy, there's more money to do anything you want. Sure, it takes work, but what the heck, if you want to do something that you think is important in life, if it doesn't take worth it, it's probably ain't worth doing. The thing is that you got to try. I mean, nothing's going to happen unless you don't try. There's money there. Like 1 million entrepreneurs alone will get money to start or expand a business every year. And people think, boy, the government is shrinking. No, they're giving out more money this year than ever before. I mean, it's a lot of stupid things. I mean, millionaires who lose a job for a while could go and get money to live on. I don't know why they need it, but they do. There's millionaires like my age, who get money, another $2,000, $3,000 a month just for extra spending. Why are we doing that? That's crazy. It doesn't matter. You have your own life to live. You have, things that you want to do, problems to solve, and there's help out there if you're willing to do some effort to learn the system and do it. And that's all it is. Sure, the first shot may not happen, but you try again. What the heck? The first shot at doing anything. The first time you try to hit a baseball, excuse me, with a baseball bat, you probably missed. It's going to be like that. Anything new you learn is going to take effort, but it's there. If you want to get an education, excuse me, there's like $8,000 that you could take advantage of to get better training to get a new job. And what's better than that to increase your earning power is getting the education you need. I don't know what I have in here. I probably need to call a health information clearinghouse to find out why I'm coughing. And even like health information. You could find better health information in the government than you can your doctor. They're spending their whole day treating people that they can't keep up. The government, National Institute of Health, has better health information than any doctor could have. And you could call them. They're your people. You're paying for them, and you could find out information because they're researching, causes and cures to disease today that won't be in the medical journals till next year, but you could find out about that by just learning how to use the system and not trusting your doctor. Read the latest journal of medicine or whatever it is, about the latest, cures or treatment. You could find out what's going to be in those books next year if you learn the legal help. Man, if anybody messes you over in this country, you realize that there's an office there that will shake them by the collar until they succumb because, see, everybody's regulated. The bad part is that they're regulated. The good part, you could use these regulators. So like when your insurance company doesn't pay a claim or something like that, you had a fender bender, man, you call up a government agency, they'll fight for you for free, and they don't even care if you're wrong. They'll investigate. And see what's so wonderful about that? They'll investigate, and the big corporations are afraid of the government because the government can put them out of business. It's sort of like you finding out, you get a letter from the IRS that you owe $100. Man, you probably just pay it even though they're wrong because it's easier. Big corporations like that too. They get a letter from the regulatory agency that regulates them, and they're saying, Hallie Jane in Iowa says that you did this. Oh, you call Hallie, all right. We'll pay her off, and it'll be all right. Because it'll cost them $5,000 just to talk to each other. It's these two big bureaucracies, and it becomes easier just to pay you off. And that's the money that's out there. Man, to do anything, it's learning the system to get it. It's learning how to do money to start a business, grow a business, maybe a little business in your house. And it's not at the SBA. I mean, that's what people call it. No, that's the last place you go. If you want to get a loan, maybe that's it. But no, you go to your local government. That's where it is. Your local government, because they want you to create a job, start a job, or whatever. You want to buy a house, fix up a house, or even pay your mortgage. Mortgage money like that. If you have trouble paying your mortgage, who would have thought that? There's programs out there. You can't put down a deposit or rent you're having trouble paying with or something like that. Emergency money. There's money like that around. But it takes learning that system. And then now what I'm getting at too is the internet is a place. Man, crowdfunding. You can't believe the money. I mean, right now the government gives out more money to artists. I mean, crowdfunding does more money than artists than the government has. Artists get more money from the government for free than what the government is giving out. See, this is going to be more where individuals are investing in things. Right now, there's one website that is paying out $1 million every month just for artists to work on their projects. So you sign up, and find out how to use the system and get money to live on while you do the things you really want to do in life. That's the key. If you're doing what you really want to do in life, you're happy, and people will love you more, and you'll love people more, and you'll make a world a lot nicer for the rest of us. And it's like that. Again, for education, we're helping people. You realize you go on the internet now, you can solve problems in your neighborhood. Like the neighbor can't pay for an operation, or you want a new park. I mean, there's separate sites for all that. It's just an incredible resource. I mean, there's no excuse, not to be doing what you want to do, or at least trying to get there. It doesn't have to be full-time. Keep whatever you're doing now. You could spend the extra hours in your life, working on these tools, because these are just going to grow. These things on the internet are the future. They're going to grow. Everything else is really going to shrink in a way. It's not going to go away, but it's going to shrink. It won't be as important. And you got to start learning these. Now, whether you use me or somebody else, I don't care. The point is that you start learning and using as much as you can in this life to really do something and to really contribute as much as you can. And actually, we have a lot of free stuff on our website, Lesko.com. You could get there, and I'll show you about the grants. We got free information on grants and easy money, or money to pay your bills, start a business, fight back. All these things. And then if you sign up, we'll send you a new place to get free money every day. I do a video right here every day, interviewing people and telling people about things. And if you want to join, that's fine, because that's where we provide personal help. You could live chat with us, email us, and we'll research your questions for you and help you point you. Because we have the biggest database of all the free government programs. Like, you're going to Google, try to find business grants. No, you're going to get 50 million websites. Sure, you could spend the time looking. What I have is not magic. It's all out there. It's finding the damn thing. We got too much information, so it's hard. And people know that you're looking for help, and they're trying to sell you something. So when you Google something, on those first 5 or 10 pages is going to be stuff that people want to sell you something, like even me. Because I'm trying to help people looking for this stuff, because I think I'm better than anybody else. I've been doing it 30, 40 years and written 100 books on the subject. But enough about me. So if you want some free help, free videos and things like that, go to Lesko.com. But if you use me or not, believe me, the stuff is out there. It help you, everybody else. You could teach other people how to take advantage. These are tools that rich people use the hell out of them. They're not letting any of this go by. Believe me, this is why we have the lobbyists. We don't have poor guys lobbyists, and that's why I want to be like the $5 lobbyist for everybody. Because it's for everybody. That's what excited me when I found about these things. I grew up in a town called Wilkes. Another great thing about the internet is that it's here for you to get money to start a business on the side that will lead to a full-time job. So you don't have to, give your boss the pink slip and say your services aren't required anymore, and you go home and say, now what the heck am I going to do? How am I going to pay the bills? Now this guy, the next interview, he did it that way. He was working full-time for people like FedEx and DHL and things like this, but he had a family, just started a family, a young guy in the middle of Wisconsin somewhere, and he wanted more control of his life, and so he did it just a couple hours a day kind of thing, or an hour a day, a couple hours a week, or whatever, to start developing an idea, to see how solid it is. And once you get 80,000 bucks, man, then you got a good idea, and you're safe enough to leave and start a whole new life. And you'll see him in this interview how happy it is. Behind him, he has a clock that's stuck at 5 o'clock. And I said, why do you have that stuck? It hasn't moved since we've done this interview. It's broken. He said, no, because when he works for himself like that, happy hour starts at 5 o'clock, and that's any time he wants. That reminds me of how wonderful it is to be in control of your life, because you can have a happy hour anytime you want. And that's what's so neat. And I think that's how we grow the best. When we're doing something, when we want to do it. I mean, when I worked for somebody else, man, I used to feel like, boy, I was there on Saturday mornings and things like this, trying to show off for the boss. So he'd make sure once he left, then I could leave because he knew I was in, or what. All this stupid thing. We sit in meetings for hours and hours that are unproductive. We no idea why we're doing that. And it's frustrating. We do things that we know are wrong, but we tell the boss, no, we want to do it this way. And so your heart's not in it, and you start peeling away at that heart of yours and making compromises after compromises or whatever, and then you say, oh, it's not so bad, and you don't have an alternative, and every alternative you don't know what is going to happen, and so every time you go into work and it's bad, and you feel that pit in your stomach that, oh God, I got to drag my butt in, and you don't really want to, but you don't have an alternative. And so you say, well, I'll toughen it up, and I have to pay the bills and all that kind of stuff, and hang in there. And it's like, the frog in the frying pan or whatever, the boiling water, the heat goes up slowly every day, and you don't even realize how bad it is, and maybe someday you explode in 20 years, and you become a psycho, And that's why now with the internet, to be able to go on, take your ideas, learn how to raise money on it. You don't need money, you don't need expertise. Really, what's neat about the internet now, it shows that anybody could learn anything. Everybody thought in my generation, and I'm sure many years afterwards, you had to go professional training and learn this and get degrees and that. Now I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of people who had ideas, simple ideas, businesses or whatever, some that required technology, some that didn't, some that required special expertise, and they just went on the internet and got it for free or for next to nothing to plug in any hole they had to fill. To do this, you can. The experts that you're talking about, many times you go out and say, well, I want to start a business or whatever, and the experts you're going to get tell you 500 ways why you can't do it. That doesn't matter, because this is the wild frontier. You're not getting into, trying to start like something that's been established for 50 years. Say you want to be, a competitor of CBS broadcasting or something. It's a dying industry. You don't want to do that anyway, And people say how to do that. Well, they figured it out, and now they're going away. So you don't want to do that anyway. See, the things that haven't figured out, you could figure out. And you could figure out probably even better, because you're not carrying around old baggage on how things should work, because nobody knows how things should work. You ask people, yeah, their guess as good as yours. But now there's a way to guess and try things for free, and do it for free. Do it without money. Do it without expertise or whatever. Like this guy did. Man, $80,000, and now he's happy as a clam. He's got a new baby, working at home, and doing something he loves. He's giving more of himself now, I'm sure, than he did with DHL or Federal Express, because he loves it. He can't wait to get up in the morning. And what could be better than that? To having something you want to do every day and can't wait to get up and do it. And now I believe the internet now makes it more possible than ever before to be able to do that. So watch how he did it.
Well, Brian Davis, and you are, God, I think you're an inspiration for so many people in this country. You went, you had a job, it wasn't really bad, but, you worked for FedEx and DHL and everything, but you really always wanted your own business, did you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that was me. I was working jobs I hated, and I just how can I do this? But you found a way to do it, really with hardly any money at all, and just working part-time till you build this sucker up, right? And then all of a sudden you went on, Kickstarter and crowdfunding and got $80,000 for your idea and said, hey, now it's time, and you pull the plug, right?
Right.
And what did that day feel like?
Oh, it was pretty good. I took a video of that day too. We had a good time sending that email off to my boss to say sayonara. So.
Your services aren't required anymore. Thank you very much.
That felt pretty good. A lifelong dream. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. And so, do you think you'd be able to do that if it wasn't, the crowdfunding wasn't available?
No, not at all. I think the combination of being able to use the internet to reach everyone from my own house, and then be able to accumulate all those people into the crowdfunding websites has been just unbelievable for me.
Wow, so you wouldn't be able to do it without it. And I believe that too. And it's great. Well, first of all, now the crowdfunding you have now, you just started your third Kickstarter campaign, and you made it already, and you've just been on the block for like a week or something like that. Show us, you have a bottle there? It's really for bike riders. So
this is it. It's, It's a very simple idea. It's a water bottle for cyclists, and it's designed to do just one thing: go in the back jersey pocket of a cyclist's
I
shirt
see.
that they wear. Yeah.
So it's actually, if you go on Kickstarter and watch your video, you explain it very well, from that bicycle that's on rollers in your garage that you're doing that sucker, and it's just one hand, and you slip it in and out, and you're not losing time or traction or attention span. Or it was neat on your video where you say, God, I mean, some of the races that you have to get it from a volunteer to grab water, and God, you can crash so easily and certainly lose time doing that.
Yep, absolutely.
And you saved all those problems, huh?
I think a couple of them, yep.
Yeah. And the other thing, the first one was a little tool set, right, that you have. Do you have
so that's what these are. These are called fix-it sticks. So the neat part about that is it's actually two separate items. And you key them together. And that creates all the torque and leverage to be able to get everything tight and ready on your bikes.
Wow. And that got you over $100,000 doing that one, right?
Yeah, that one between both campaigns, yep.
Wow, that's right. So now you're free at last, right? And you're raising two kids, and you say, now, I think the best part about working by yourself, as you were saying, this is the first non-snow day in Wisconsin, and after this interview, man, you're getting your ass outdoors.
That's right.
And going to be on that bicycle. You don't have to worry what the boss is going to say and everything.
No one approved it.
Yeah, and what's neat about that, I think, is that when you're ready to work, you're ready to work.
Right.
On a lousy day, your mind is somewhere else. You're going to hang around an office and do nothing anyway.
Yeah. A lot of solitaire, right?
Right. So you might as well just do what you want to do and come back ready to charge. And I think that's a great thing about being independent. And the Kickstarter. Now, you put together a list of 49 tips for running a successful campaign so you could quit your job, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I get asked that question a lot, so I finally just sat down and wrote it all one day. I freely give that information away because I truly believe that a lot more people can do this and take their ideas and make something happen with them. So absolutely.
Well, I believe too, and we just need the encouragement. See if somebody else does it, and you're no MIT PhD or something like that. You're just a guy from the Midwest doing this who hated his job or wanted more in life, and I think that's what it really is. It's about how do we grab more before it's over, you know, and that's why I think the internet and the tools are there for us to do that. Finally, anybody, no matter who the hell you are or how much money you have, or you know, you could grab it and run, you know. And failure, it doesn't matter. It's a great place to fail because it doesn't cost anything.
Right? Yeah, no big deal. Right?
Yeah. So the tips, if we go to backbottle.com, we could find out about your bottle. And also, you're going to put up a list of these tips so people could see it right on your site, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a great idea. I'll have them up there later today, and anybody can reach out and take a look at those. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to help out. So. Right,
because there's experts on the web now who could charge hundreds or thousands of dollars for this kind of stuff, and we might as well get it for free from experts like you who already done 3 campaigns and had 3 home runs already.
Right, absolutely.
You made it already, and you never did it before, and just using your instincts and hard work, digging ditches. You know, it's no high-tech finance stuff. You know, it's just spending time at it. So instead, when you were working full-time, instead of watching Packers games, you know, you were doing this stuff. So give us a handful of these tips that people should know about.
Well, I think to summarize a lot of it is, you know, once you have your idea, you really just sit down and game plan exactly how it's going to roll out with the calendar and just mark down all those milestones along the way. So I mentor a young man, and he asked me one day, he said, "Oh, doesn't that just blow your mind that these are sold all over the world and it was successful?" And I said, "No, it doesn't, because I followed a number of small steps to reach my big goal, and that's really all it is for anybody else. It's just a lot of small steps to reach the next goal." So usually when people ask me for advice, I'll say, what's the next, you know, if I have this idea, what do I do about it? What's the next smallest thing you can do today to get closer? And that's probably my number one advice is to just inch along each way.
Just start.
Yeah, start. Exactly.
The secret is starting. Not waiting till everything's perfect, but start. Well, that's wonderful. So we can find out about the bottle that makes bicycle riding, or do we call it bicycle riding, or bikers, or
cycling?
Cycling, that's the word.
Okay. As long as you buy one, you can call it whatever you want.
Right. Send me $10. I don't care what you call it. And that great bottle you have, and the toolkits, and more importantly, that on backbottle.com you have those 49 tips to running your own successful campaign, and how to get out of that rat race or the thing that you don't feel satisfied enough for. And I don't know if people could see the clock behind you on the wall. It's at 5 o'clock, and an hour ago when I called you it was at 5 o'clock, because you keep it at 5 o'clock, because that's when you start drinking beer. So anytime you feel like drinking beer, you can do it now.
Yeah, it's almost 5 here in the office. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Brian. It's a pleasure talking with you, and you're an inspiration to everybody. If they're miserable, don't come home and beat the dog anymore, man. Do something about it, right?
Get moving, baby.
Right. Take care, and it's backbottle.com.
Thank you, Matthew. Talk to you soon.
You bet.
Pennsylvania. Why doesn't everybody in Wilkes-Barre know about these things? And they should, and you should too. Bought a lawnmower and we shared it, right? Now with the internet, it don't have to be just the neighborhood. It's people around the world. You know, you don't need stuff anymore, and people are going to buy that because they will need it. You personally don't know who would need something like that, but the internet does, because there's millions and millions of people going to websites looking for that. But if you have that stuff sitting in the closet or whatever, you don't know about all these people, and you'll never find them. It costs too much money. So now the internet finds these people for you and gets you money to do that. And so everybody's making money out of it. Now here's a way This interview is a young couple really that started one for beauty products. You have extra beauty products you don't use. They have 150,000 beauty products on this, or over 100,000. I forget exactly how many, but some over 100,000 that are really there for free. People don't know that, and there's people adding to that list because they get out, and then you're able to, you take the stuff you don't need, put it on there, and you get the stuff you do need, and that's part of the sharing economy that people don't know about. So instead of going out and buying something that you think you need, and you have stuff here that you don't need, you put it on this website, and that gives you the funds to buy the stuff you need. Wow. See, and you can only do that on the internet. You and I can't do that ourselves. How are we going to contact 5,000 people? Do you need this? Do you need this? I'm trying to get rid of it. Or do you have the stuff to exchange? No, you don't. There's no way you're doing it. But you can on the internet. It makes it so easy because you have millions of people putting in the stuff and millions of people want stuff all in one big store. And nowhere in the history of time has that been available. I mean, sure, we had the farmer's market and everybody comes by, whatever, but how big can that be? So now it's like the market is millions of people all over the world, all over the world, not just your community. And so now the opportunities have grown exponentially, the kinds of things that can be reused. That's why we're not going to need as much junk anymore. We can get rid of it easier and just get the stuff we really need. And then, so we're not going out and buying new stuff we think we need when we can get it for free or next to nothing or a heck of a lot cheaper. I mean, that's why you got to watch what's going on the internet. This is where the future is. I mean, and the future is now. I mean, it's not, you don't have to wait for it to happen. It's just that a lot of people don't know it's there or how valuable this can be. And that's why you have to take time and look at it, and look at it closely. Don't dismiss it easily. It's growing. That's why everybody's investing in this. Everybody with money are investing in these little companies like them that you're going to see in this interview, because this is where, why is Facebook, like the biggest thing in the world? All it is a website. That's it. The guy's the richest guy in the world, or at least in America, or whatever, close to it. And all he has is a website. He doesn't have, 1,000 gas stations, or a car manufacturing plant, or an aircraft company. Just a website. Air, nothing. And the richest person in the world, or close to it. So watch this website. Go on a website, interview, right, about a website.
Well, Casey Casterline and John Katz, and you're there in Middle New Jersey, but more important, your business is on the web for anybody all over the world, and really your website is really like going shopping in the biggest beauty shop ever, like you're bigger than Ultra or Sephora or all these things. It's online, but it's free.
It's free.
You get all the beauty products you want for free.
Yeah.
How do you do this? What is this about? That you could go to, okay, the website is ediv.com, so you're divvying up things, edivv.com,
yep.
And it's all free. Are you guys crazy? You born with silver spoons in your mouth, or what's going on here?
So basically, it's a peer-to-peer marketplace. So the reason it's free is you're taking products that you already have that you weren't going to use, and you're trading them with other people.
So it's beauty products or whatever. So John, you were just trying to get rid of all those beauty products that are hanging around your bathroom.
I know, I have so many, and trying to get her,
But you do have a men's section. I mean, I have a lot of stuff I'm using now, and it seems like more and more men are getting all these beauty products. But it's the women. I mean, you have so many things on your site. So, in other words, when I go into the mall and they're giving me away a little freebie or whatever, or I get something in the mail, it's a free, I can go on your site and exchange it for something I really, really want, huh?
Yeah, so women obtain beauty products in so many ways nowadays, especially because of subscription boxes. You go to the mall, you're getting free samples, you're getting a kit, you only use part of them. We've actually had 120,000 products uploaded to the site.
Wow!
So there is so many products out there.
120,000 products!
Yeah, exactly. So that women have these extra products, and they are not going to use them, and they're obtaining them from all these many ways. And it's better to get value for those items that they weren't going to use.
Wow. So in other words, when an admirer gives you some perfume or something that you're never going to use, right? You can go to your site and exchange it for something that you really will use. And if that sucker spent a lot of money on it, you could buy a whole lot of stuff for free on your site.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. And you guys handle the shipping. I mean, you pay for the shipping, but still, you make it easy. You send a label, do all this kind of stuff. So for a few bucks, man, I get stuff that I couldn't afford otherwise.
Exactly. You're getting stuff that you are not paying for.
Yeah.
The value is based on each individual user, so you might be getting a better deal in your sense if they agree to it. And then all the shipping is seamless on the site. We take care of any issues, and it's free to post your products and trade.
Wow. So I sign up for free, and I trade for free. It's only when I really buy something or somebody buys something from me, and then they have to pay for shipping, right?
Exactly.
So it's the buyer that pays for shipping or the seller that pays for shipping?
So they're both paying for shipping because they're both sending each other items.
Oh, I see. That's right. Duh. That MBA cost my parents plenty, and I can't even think of that, right? Well, that's amazing. And you guys just started like a year ago, but you got, you're such a hot little high-tech company because everybody wants to invest in you. And you got all these investors and whatever, and figuring out this business, because it's where the world is going, right?
Yep.
The sharing economy and peer-to-peer. So we're getting rid of that stuff and don't have to clutter up our medicine cabinet with all this stuff we'll never use.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. So are you considered a green company, even though you're a fashion company, or what?
I guess you could say that. I mean, we're taking things that people aren't going to use, and we're getting, people are getting utility out of them. So.
Right. So it's recycling, stuff you don't need anymore, and that's why we'll all be able to live more efficient. It seems.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And not. How about the cosmetic companies? Are they pissed at you or what?
Well, before us, there were other solutions. Women were going on blogs and forums. They were emailing back and forth. So it's not like we created this industry. We didn't create bartering. It was already going on, but in an insufficient manner. We just made it trackable, and we gave them a fun platform to do so.
Yeah. But it's not, I mean, to me, what's unique, because peer-to-peer, that means your peers are all over the world. And that's what's so cool. I mean, before you'd have to, go to the coffee shop and see who else wants to, trade your lipstick for something else, And now you have hundreds of thousands of people that you can, somebody's going to want your stuff. It's such a better market. You're really creating a market for all this. I mean, that's what you're doing. I mean, you're the reason this is happening. And it'll be happening better than just people in their neighborhood. It'll be happening in all the world, and you'll be educating people about products they never even knew they were existed. Better products, fancier products, more reasonable products, or whatever. I mean, you're really going to educate people more than any cosmetic counter can.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, because you're all over the world, and you'll be getting ideas from all over. So it seems like a great site to keep up on stuff in the industry. Instead of shopping around the malls or whatever, I don't have to do that because I will see products from all over the world just on your site. It's going to be bigger than any of the cosmetic stores that are out there because nobody's going to carry 120,000 products.
Yeah.
And that's what you got. So you guys are really, I mean, you think the beauty industry is superfluous, but it's big, and I think you're making people use their money wiser, in this industry, which I don't really know the economics, but it seems like there's a whole lot of money in that just because of the beauty part, and who knows what you're buying or getting value for. But on your site, you could get true value because it's not costing you anything.
Yeah, exactly. You could test out new products. You could get products that you've already tried and you want to replace. There's a lot of different options.
Wow. So, I mean, what got you into this? You were just looking for an idea? Is that how to start a business? I mean, you're young people, just a few years out of college, aren't you?
Yeah, well, this actually happened to me. I was really into subscription boxes. I was getting a few boxes a month, and then all of a sudden it just started piling up, the extra stuff that I just wasn't going to use. So I went online, I checked what other women were doing. I found this whole secondary market on blogs and forums, and I said, well, that's great that they're doing it, but you know, there wasn't a great solution. We need to create a platform to bring everyone together and make the whole process seamless.
Right. So in other words, you had the idea, you went out and found people who thought it was a good idea, gave you money, and now you're in business and don't have to go to that boring job anymore, huh?
That's simple.
It sounds easier than
That
it was.
Well, wonderful. Well, John and Casey, it's a delight talking with you. It sounds like a terrific idea. You're going to, you know, in an industry that people, you know, who are serious people make fun of, you're helping the world by having the peer-to-peer and the sharing economy. I think is so important, and get people a place that could get incredible value for products that, you know, you can go, and who knows if that's really worth $75 or something. And you'll find out on your site. So it's ediv.com, edivv.com.
Yep. Divvy up your things.
Wonderful. Well, take care, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Okay, this next site, you know, or actually it's a site, it's a website. You know, the interview that you're going to see next. It's really important. I think this is what's going on in our country. This is how jobs are going to be created, you know, particularly part-time jobs. You know, if you have extra time to do something, you know, to make money. Okay, what was the typical way we did that? We try to get a part-time job, right? Delivering pizza or being a barista or going to Walmart and getting a part-time job or something like that. And then when you do that, what happens? You're tied into jail. It's like your full-time job. You gotta go there every day. They want you 6 to 9, you know, and you can't miss anything or whatever. Man, no, you don't want that anymore. You want more flexibility. You already have one thing going to jail every day. You don't need another one. See, and that's what's happening to these platforms. They're really websites where they're hooking people up with extra time, you know, to do something like the Uber, where you drive a car, you're a taxi for somebody, but only when you want to do it. You know, that's what's neat. It's only when you want to do it. You know, and tomorrow you don't want to do it because it's nice weather and you'd rather play golf instead of doing it. You can. You don't have to, you know, go to your boss and make up some silly excuse like your grandmother died or something like that. No, you just do it because you want it. You have control of your life. What could be better than that? That's why I love being an entrepreneur, man. I got control. I wake up every day. Well, what am I going to do today? I work like hell. You know, I have a, you know, as somebody said, you have a tyrant as a boss, which is me, and mainly because I love working, you know, and because I love what I do. But working extra money, how do you get extra money? Well, now there's platforms, and here's one for dog walkers. Now, what's an easier thing to do, and maybe even a more fun thing to do, particularly if you like animals, you know, is walk somebody's dog. But you don't want to be, you know, just think if you want to be a dog walker and you want to do it part-time. What's your options? Okay, now you got to find out how to get customers. Okay, I'm a dog walker, so maybe you do a little website or a business card or whatever the heck it is, and you go around the neighborhood and you try to figure it out, and maybe something happens, maybe it doesn't. Well, no, in 5 minutes you could be walking a dog tomorrow or this afternoon or whatever and making money on a website, because now websites are being developed where it's matching people. These are matchmakers, because there's so many people out there who want their dogs walked, you know, and there's people like you who would like to do it. You know, and maybe you don't, and maybe you do, sometimes you don't. So you don't have to be, you know, commit to any long term. You just put, hey, I'm available these times, I won't be available tomorrow. You decide when you want to do it. People come to the website who, you know, they get thousands, millions of people looking at the website all the time, you know, looking for dog walkers. And if you're available, then you're in the pool to make this happen. See, and finding customers is the hardest thing to do on any business, you know. And that's what's so wonderful about these websites now. They bring customers to you. And you know the customers are solid people because the website already has their credit card and you don't have to worry about getting paid. And they know you're, you know, solid people because you fill out a form and whatever on the website, and they vet you, you know, to make sure. So it's all done. It's risk-free, just like Uber on the, you know, driving somebody around, a taxi. They're not regulated, but the person has the money. They know ahead of time who it is and everything. Not picking up somebody off the street. See, and that's what's neat. But it's the resources. You have extra time sometime. You want to turn that into cash, you sign up to a website. That's all you have to do. You know, when people come to the website looking for people. You know, instead of you going out knocking on 100 doors to find somebody that wants you only 7 to 8:30 on Tuesdays most of the time, because a lot of Tuesdays you'd rather go to a soccer game with your kids, you know. And you can do that on these websites. You're only available when you say you're available. That's what's neat about it. So that's why I think we're going to grow and be more efficient in our society, and people could put together a lot more ways to make money, because you can do one of these things here, another thing over there, all these different things while you're working on your passion or whatever it is, or you just need extra money part-time. It's going to make it easier to get that cash to do what you want. So start learning and watch this.
Well, Andrew Pierno. I probably killed it anyway, but it's more important as Trotter US. And I see you didn't make it well in English class because you misspelled Trotter. It's Trottr. And you guys are really the Uber for pet walking, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
But you've created another way for people to make easy extra money by walking dogs because they love dogs or whatever. So you can be a professional dog walker or not a professional dog walker, right? And make good money just by going to your platform because you give people customers, right? And what's better than that? So how do we use you guys? What is this?
So it's pretty simple. You could just go to the iTunes App Store, type in, misspell the word Trotter, leave the and download the app and just go through the registration process. And then the app will automatically tell you which dog walkers are available in your area. And you just kind of follow the process to schedule dog walks with them.
I see. So the dog walkers say that when they're available, so this is flexibility, right? So you go instantly, so, hey, I need a dog walker now. It's just as easy one to get one for next week, right?
Yeah, so we definitely, I wouldn't say it's on demand only. I would say we accommodate on demand. So if you needed a dog walk in the next hour, you could absolutely book it if that person's available.
Right.
Or if they wanted it next week or every Monday for the next 10 years, they could do that.
That's even better, I bet.
Yeah.
But it really shows people, I guess the dog walkers put their schedules in there, correct?
Yeah, so if you're a walker, once you go through our approval process, you basically can put in whatever hours you want to. So if you're only available on, maybe Saturdays or Sundays or something like that, you could just work then. If you're in school, you could just do it around your school schedule. Or if you're working part-time somewhere else, you could do it around that schedule. It's whatever you want.
Wow. Well, I mean, that gives flexibility for a job like, nobody else is going to give you.
Yeah, we took a look at it, and, I think with things like Uber, if you look around, it's not necessary that you're stuck to a rigid schedule. There's there doesn't need to be that element there. It's just not necessary.
And then I guess it's easier for the people who need a dog walker, because then you have all the options in front of you. You're not getting on the phone and talking to 15 different people, because everybody there is vetted, right? I mean, the people that are your dog walkers, I mean, they're insured, their background are investigated by you guys and everything. So
we go through a rigorous process before we let them on the app, including a background. Getting them insurance, making sure they're going to be great. Because I think if you look around, and if anybody's ever tried to find a dog walker or a pet care professional before, the process just isn't fun, and it's really difficult and takes a long time. And there's those email chains of 40 emails. You're like, Jesus, this is tough.
I just want to walk Sally or whatever. That's it.
So when you use Trotter, the very first thing is that it's geolocated, right? So these walkers are right near you. So it's almost like they're your neighbor. They're not some stranger from God knows where. Showing up at your doorstep while you're not home. It's somebody that lives, maybe in your same building if you're in a big city.
And this becomes not, that's why to me people say, well, the internet is making things unsocial. No, I mean, you're getting people, dog walker 3 floors up from you in the same apartment building now becomes your best friend because they're taking care of Fido once a week or whatever. Right. Yeah. Right. Instead of some guy driving in from the suburbs who's a professional dog walker.
Well, they could be a professional dog walker too. Yeah. If they were professional, they may very well be in your building, and how else would you know about that?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm thinking, somebody more big corporate, who's spending all that advertising trying to find everybody in the world.
Right.
Yeah, and you're just, your app finds you the people just in your neighborhood who do this thing. So it's really, it seems to me that you're providing a public service not only for animals, but for people who want jobs and making extra income, people who want to find a dog walker easily and trustworthy, because God, if these people aren't sure, then giving it to the neighbor's kid to walk your dog, what's going to happen? The dog bites somebody. That kid doesn't know what to do. Yeah,
right. You're very much hoping that you never need to use this information, but when it does come up, it's great to have a pet care professional that knows how to deal with those situations. You hope it never comes up, but if it does, they know what to do. But yeah, you're right. I think that it may very well be a public service. Yeah. If you're a walker and you need some part-time income, it's a great way to work a couple hours a week, make a couple extra bucks, and we just direct deposit right into your bank account every week.
And it's not, to me, what's so great about what you're doing is you're not hiring 10,000 dog walkers, that you have the dog walker company. It's just a platform, a place to handle all the nonsense work, and it's really the individuals are making the relationship. You're just a guy in LA that nobody knows, right?
Right, exactly. So the technology really almost doesn't matter. It's just a way to manage that relationship, and I think. Why does managing that relationship have to be so difficult? You just need your dog walked, and it's probably because you're busy, you have kids, you have these other obligations. You just need somebody that's great and going to show up and do the thing, and the app makes that relationship easier to manage. That's it.
Well, also you handle all the money and the scheduling and everything on a simplified basis that nobody could do with index cards or their own software.
It'd be hard to do with index cards. I tried when I was mapping out how to make this thing. They were all on index cards. It was a whole wall.
Well, wonderful. Well, you're the future, and you're here now, though, aren't you? And you're really big in 4 big cities. You guys just started, and in New York, LA, San Francisco, Chicago mostly. And that's really for people looking for dog walking. But if you're a professional dog walker and want to be a dog walker in other cities, really this is a good place, I feel, to come almost to get credentialized, because going through your process doesn't cost anything for a dog walker, and then they could show people locally, even that they're, I'm certified by Trotter.us, and the insurance and everything. So even though you don't have as much marketing help for these people, you I think would lend a whole lot of credibility, for people in the business, because nobody knows how they're credentialized or what to do or whatever.
Typically they're not. Typically it's done by a review process. So it's nice to have somebody like us to lean up against to say, yes, this person was interviewed. Mm-hmm. This person has this background check. This person has these credentials, like you said. And for pet care professionals that do services outside of dog walking, I think in probably things actually out, we're going to be able to incorporate other services in addition to dog walking. So pet sitting will definitely be on the table. Or there are a lot of vet techs.
I see,
people that or dogs that need special care, like they might need some type of fluid injections or something like that. So we'll be able to accommodate those pet care professionals that
and I guess in that business, if you're a pet care professional or want to be, you seem like a good place to come for questions and answers to.
Yeah, we'd love to be that. We've partnered with a lot of big names in the industry, and we're getting better about not only educating our own walkers, but also being a resource for these pet care professionals.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And Andrew, it's TROTTR.US.
Perfect.
Right?
Thank you, Matthew.
Take care.